Hey everyone, Callan here, and in this video I'm going to talk about my rain gear. Now I'm going to be focusing primarily on two pieces of gear, clothes, which I have not shown you yet, at least not made a specific video about, and they're my upper raincoat and my rain pants. So these are super lightweight and super compact. I actually have them in my pockets right now. So you can see on my pants, there's a bulge over here on the right side, and on the left side, these are where I can keep them. And I don't actually keep them here. I usually keep them in my backpack or in my pillowcase because I use my clothes as my pillow. Here is the actual rain jacket. You can see it's very, very light and compact. You do have to be careful, especially if you're around sharp objects like barbed wire. I have actually put a hole in it, and it only scraped very lightly against it, so it is fragile. You do have to keep that in mind. But this repair tape, which I have on my gear page, works really well for this type of material and for tarps and ponchos. So anyways, you put this on over this outer layer. So underneath this for cold weather, because one of the big benefits of this is not just to keep rain off, but oh gosh, my shoulder's still busted. It's not just to keep rain off, it's to keep you warm, right? Because part of when you lose warmth when it's cold outside, it's from air exchanging from the inside to out. So there's warm air inside your clothes, and if your clothes move and they're porous, which you want on many of the lower layers, then air comes out and cold air comes in. So just having a layer the air can't pass through is going to make you a lot warmer. I think it probably at least 10 degrees Fahrenheit difference just wearing this, okay? Now let's take a look at the pants. So here's the pants all folded up, right? Very, very small. The coat was only a little bit bigger than this. And it comes out, whoop, windy. And the nice thing about them is they have the zipper down here so that you can put them over a pair of boots, right? Usually when it starts raining, you don't want to have to take off your shoes to be able to put these on. So that's a really handy addition to this. Okay, so this is the whole suit. You can see it's a little bit puffy, and that's partly because it's holding the air in, and heat insulation is largely about how much air you can keep inside of whatever you're in your sleeping bag or inside of your clothes. So normally I just rely on my actual poncho for this type of thing, and actually I live in a place where it really doesn't rain that often, so when I'm using my poncho, I'm using it when it's in its structure mode, so it's over the top of me. It's basically my house. So this is my poncho right here, and this thing, I could just use this, but the problem with this is if my shelter is up and it starts raining and I need to be out doing something, I don't want to have to take my structure down to be able to put the raincoat on. So that's why I have basically this, right? This thing, so I can have my structure up and I can still be protected from the rain. And also with the poncho, your arms are going to be sticking out of the poncho, right? So, and this would mean that your arms are going to get wet and also your legs are going to get wet. So having this and then having the poncho over it basically makes you rainproof. Okay, so I've got the poncho on. You can see my arm extends out. It's not actually too bad, but even just getting wet right here, especially when it's cold outside, is going to be an unpleasant experience. And also you can see my legs stick out from the poncho, and so the bottom of my legs are protected as well. So now all I have to worry about is my shoes, and the boots that I use are waterproof. And with gloves, I do have waterproof gloves. I have not decided whether, and basically it's never raining and I don't know if I really want to carry them, so I don't list them as part of my gear, but you can get gloves which are waterproof, which may be a good idea if you live in a wet place. So I want to reiterate that while I don't really use my rain gear very much, I always have it with me because I've been in situations where it's actually even warm outside, and just suddenly there was like a monsoon, which only lasted like 15 minutes, but I was out biking on the middle of the road. There's no way I could have protected myself from it. I was totally soaking wet, and even like I said, it was warm out, but I started to get like, like we're going towards hypothermia here because it was also windy at the same time. Okay, so just if I had thought to bring the lower jackets and just put them in my pocket, even if it was sunny outside, who knows what the weather's gonna do. So that's one of the benefits of having rain gear, which is so light and compact, because you can basically make sure you always have it, right? If it's big and like this, you know, you may want to take a poncho everywhere you go, but you could take the upper and lower rain gear. So anyways, I do also want to say this, I've had this raincoat, the lower and upper raincoat underneath the poncho for many years. And I will say I bought them at a time when I was much better well off, right? When I had a job and stuff like that. They are very expensive, but I would say it was worth it, because it is extremely lightweight and compact, which is a really, really, really important aspect when you're living out of your backpack. So I think it's pretty much among the best of the rain gear that's out there. But I just want to say, I recognize it's expensive stuff. You might want to find, there may be stuff that you can find which is much cheaper. So if you do find something, let me know, because, you know, at some point I may need to get some new gear, and if there's equal quality for much less cost, then I want to know that. So anyways, hope that's useful, and I'll check in with you guys later. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider sharing it. If you'd like to help me out in a more substantial way, you can learn how to do so at callan.org/gift. And if you'd like to have a one-on-one conversation with me, whether publicly or privately, you can learn how to do so at callan.org/one-on-one. Thanks again for watching.